here, here, and there. So, over to Andy and John.
Thanks, Lee. Sorry. Thanks, Lee. Firstly, on behalf of myself and Joel, along with everyone at Maccabi London Lions and Brady Maccabi, thank you for being here tonight. It's great to see so many of our managers together in one room, and it's an appropriate moment to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to the cause. Your attendance here tonight is testimony to that. You're probably wondering why you're all here, but maybe not. But before I reveal why we've invited you all here tonight, a few special thank yous to some of our distinguished guests. Thank you to Steve and Tracy Hudson from the Watford Friendly League, the Hearts FA, and a huge thank you to our long-term sponsors, the Alan Matty Charitable Trust. And finally, my first opportunity to welcome a brand new sponsor to the club, Fresh Ego Kid. Thank you. I would like also to add my personal thanks to Andrew Block from Frank PR. He was a man who guided us through this journey over the last few weeks. He was in a very unique position. He had a kid at both clubs. Andrew, thank you from all of us. So, why are we all here? Why are we all gathered here tonight? Well, if you haven't already figured it out, we're here to announce something very exciting. Tonight, we are delighted to announce the merger of Brady Maccabi and Maccabi London Lions. Tonight, two great historic clubs become one incredible club. Tonight, we are proud to unveil Maccabi London FC. We are tremendously excited and look forward to a bright future together as MLFC. Joe.
What will the amalgamation of Brady Maccabi and Maccabi London Lions mean? Well, I can tell you the following. Maccabi London FC will aim to have 65 teams covering ages from 6 to 60 years. We will add to our dedicated girls football with the aim to have 3 competitive teams next season. We will be one of the largest football clubs in Hertfordshire. We will be a top 10 UK grassroots football club, and unless anyone can tell me differently, the largest Jewish football club, community football club in the world. I'm sure you will no doubt have lots of questions, and there will be plenty of time to go through them at the end. But before we go forward, Andy and myself would like to share with you some memories of the past.
Many of you will naturally associate the Landsberg name with Maccabi London Lions. What you may not realise is that 100 years ago, my grandfather, Aaron Landsberg, born and bred in London, went with many of his friends to the Brady Boys Club in the East End. He continued to attend into adulthood as a boxing instructor. 40 years later, Aaron's son, my dad, Alan, represented Brady as a boxer, not a particularly good one, I'm told, and also as a footballer. Brady is a club he remembers fondly to this day. Fast forward to the mid-70s, and at 16 I was signed up with Wingate with another 4 players, all of whom were Brady boys. We played at the weekend, we trained midweek, and every other week we met up and played a 5-a-side session in the sports hall at Brady in Hanbury Street, E1. Another 30 years pass in a flash, and the community of London E1 has moved on. North and North West London is where our family and many others built new communities, and both my daughters continued following the family tradition and became part of the new Brady Club community in Edgware. And here we are in 2019. Edgware and the East End clubs are a distant memory, but Joel has done a fantastic job of keeping the Brady Club tradition alive by focusing on football, and all without the benefit of a place to call home. My career in professional and semi-professional football came to an end when I was 32, but I was enticed back 10 years later to play at Lions. It was a new start for me in many ways. A new opportunity to play, yes, but more importantly, I became involved as a parent and then as a manager running a Lions junior team. I completed the whole journey from 7 to 18, covering youth football and beyond into men's football, where I'm still managing the first team in which my son Nick, a fourth generation London Landsberg, still plays. He gets it, he knows what it's all about. In the most recent chapter, just 3 months ago, my 5-year-old grandson, Ari, started playing Sunday afternoons at Rowley Lane. Ari, named after his great-great-grandfather, will have the opportunity to continue an affiliation with a famous historic Brady and more contemporary Lions name. He will be the 5th generation of our family to be associated with this club. You see, I completely understand the history, mainly because I'm so bloody old. This story is not really just about the Landsberg family. If you looked into the detail, as Joel will in a few minutes, you will uncover the history of the Jews in London and the role that the clubs like Brady and Lions have had in keeping our community together, sometimes in the face of great adversity. I've talked about my Lions journey, and somewhere along that route I became part of the executive committee when I had the honour of picking up from some Lion greats. People who not only had the vision, but actually made it happen. 20 years ago, David Kite and David Hyman had a fleeting conversation about creating a club and a facility that would deliver football for the next generation, the children of Malek's players. David Kite made that dream a reality, being the key player in securing Rowley Lane for the benefit of the club and also the community in general. The Lions Club grew rapidly, due in no small part to the contributions of the late Philip Greenwald, and of course the late and great Alan Matty, whose name will be proudly emblazoned across the chests of the MLFC teams next season, and we hope long into the future. I'm now going to pass you back to Joel, who can share some of the rich history of Brady Maccabi.
As we all know, the Brady name is steeped in UK Jewish history. The Brady Boys Club, established in Brady Street, Whitechapel, was one of the first Jewish boys' clubs in Great Britain. It was founded in 1896 from the donations by Lady Charlotte Rothschild amongst them to assist 100 of Jewish immigrant families from Germany and Eastern Europe who were fleeing persecution. The club originally provided underprivileged boys from the East End with recreational and educational opportunities, as well as the chance to go on holiday to summer camps. In 1921, due to the increased popularity, the club moved to new larger premises in Durward Street, and in the same year Miriam Moses founded the Brady Girls Club, which was located in Hanbury Street. The club and its members would have been involved with the Battle of Cable Street in 1936, and after the end of the Second World War, the boys subsequently joined the girls at the clubhouse in Hanbury Street. However, as the Jewish community dispersed to North London, Essex and further afield, the club declined, with the last youth members leaving in the 1970s, when the Hanbury Street building was sold to Tower Hamlets Council, later reopening as the Brady Arts and Community Centre. The original Brady Youth Club moved to the new premises in Edgware in 1979, when with the help of the Emma Fundraising Committee, including my own parents, a thriving new community centre was built. The club grew from strength to strength and was a focus for the Jewish youth of Edgware and Stanmore. However, the club, where I, along with so many of you in the room tonight, spent so much of our time as kids, started to wane from around 2006, and the community centre finally closed its doors in 2008. Despite numerous ideas and efforts, that was the end of the Community Youth Club, and all that was left of Brady Maccabi name was a football club. The trustees felt it was right to move to Rowley Lane with the idea of joining forces with Maccabi London Lions in the years to come. I have personally played for the club since 1979 and been involved in the management of it since 2004. Apart from my family and my work, judged on hours spent, Brady Maccabi is probably the most important part of my life. Today's event is therefore a landmark for me personally. I'm excited and enthusiastic as I know the merger of these two great clubs will create quite possibly the largest Jewish football club in the world, but also, more importantly, given the Brady history, making Maccabi London FC a pivotal organisation within the community generally. That for me is the most positive outcome of all. We, all of us here this evening, are renewing the spirit of Brady and Maccabi.
So, as you have heard, we completely understand the history. We are very aware of the sacrifices and commitment everyone in this room makes every day, and the dedication of those that have gone before us in creating this history. If it wasn't for every single one of you, then there wouldn't be a future. All of us have a responsibility to ensure the longevity and sustainability of what was and will be a very special football club, Maccabi London FC. This is a club for our community, a club deeply rooted in London Jewry for over a century, a club that is not for profit organisation, a club capable of competing with commercial organisations, a club providing the social environment to foster Judaism and the Jewish community. Some of you may or may not know where the word Maccabi comes from, what it means or represents. It derives from the word Maccabees. The Maccabees were a group of heroic Jewish warriors who successfully took control of Judea in the 2nd century, which is more commonly known as modern-day Israel. David Kite was the leader of our modern-day Maccabee tribe. He has shown the way, he has made it happen. The late Alamati and his wonderful family have been with us every step of this journey, continuing to this day. David Hyman was very much the glue that pulled the whole thing together. Today, the word Maccabi is internationally associated with Jewish sports. Here at MLFC, we are very much representatives of what is great about sports, participating at high levels at all ages. It is clear that the Maccabi legacy remains within all our DNAs, and that we continue to extol through sport the fighting spirit of the Maccabees. The merger of Maccabi London Lions and Brady Maccabi sees the start of a new era, but it never loses the unbelievable history and journey of the past. The East End of London, Compayne Gardens, Edgware, and now Rowley Lane. Maccabi London FC, MLFC, is now our future together as one. The words pro and academy are now used so commonly that there is an argument to say that the term has completely lost its meaning. Very few of these locally based academies come close to fulfilling the FA requirement of what an academy actually should be. Real academies, FA defined, fall into categories assessed on productivity, facilities, coaching, education and welfare. And you can be sure that absolutely none of these so-called academies currently clambering for our children's attention come even remotely close to fulfilling any of these criteria. MLFC will not have an academy next season. We will fulfil all the stated requirements to the extent that we are being courted by several Premier League clubs to put in place more formal relationships in time for the coming season. In fact, outside professional football, I believe we are the only non-commercial entity that has the ability to provide real academy level facilities and coaching.
If a career in professional football is really what our players strive for, then MLFC will be a good starting point. But in truth, as we tell every 6-year-old on sign-up day, you have more chance of owning a professional football club than to play for one. We can all sit here and say one thing or another about the differences between the two clubs. However, we have listened to our members and learned from our own deficiencies. And now we are delivering something new that we truly believe is going to bring the best out of the two clubs. Over the years, Brady Maccabi has been seen as a place for boys and girls to play with a smile on their face, but also developing as they grow. That ethos will remain an essential cornerstone of Maccabi London FC. This new, bigger, stronger and more efficient club allows us to move forward and enables us to plan for the future investments in Rowley Lane facilities. We have a 5-year plan to improve and enlarge the most envied playing facilities, not only in the area, but also in the country for grassroots football. Our target is to get as many teams as possible playing here as quickly as is possible. We are also looking to take on another high quality local training facility, which will allow us further expansion across all age groups. We are committed to review and improve our current coaching curriculum. We recognise the need to create a well-formulated syllabus that works across the wide ranges of ages and abilities. We recognise that we are competing in a busy marketplace for the customer families in our community. It is essential that vital bonds are not weakened and we can keep our proposition as strong as it needs to be to compete at the highest level, but also as broad as it needs to be to keep the community united. As Andy said earlier, we have a special sponsor in the Alan Mattin Charitable Trust, and it is great that having played for both clubs, Alan's name through the sponsorship of the kits will continue to be associated with Maccabi London FC. It is appropriate the family were consulted in the search for a new kit, which will reflect our new club's ambition. So there will be a brand new kit design supplied by our new kit supplier Joma, along with a new club badge. We hope you love it as much as we do, and we can't wait to see all of our teams playing in the new kit next season. I would like to introduce Jason and Dylan tonight, who are both going to model the new kits. Jason in the home kit, Dylan in the away kit. Home is on my right, away is on my left. That's it. We know one of the most important thoughts going through your minds at the moment is what does this mean to you as a manager or a coach, and what does it mean to the current teams? During the transition period next season, the teams from under 11 and above will continue using the Brady and Lions names. So will be called, for example, Maccabi London FC Brady Whites or Maccabi London FC Lions Whites. To be clear, there is no specific intention to have players moving between Lions and Brady teams in these age groups. There is a need to ensure stability for these teams, and we have no desire to interrupt the current journeys of the teams in these age groups. Teams from under 10 and below will all be called Maccabi London FC. They will not be called Lions or Brady, but as both clubs have done historically, they will be Maccabi London FC Red, White, Blue, etc. from the start of next season. Over time, all age groups will play under the Maccabi London FC name. There will be a separate announcement regarding the trials for next season on our new website in the next 48 hours. Please watch out for this. However, I can tell you that we have planned the under 7s to under trials will take place next week, as per dates Lions had originally publicised. For the under 13s and above, we are not going to have trials, but we will be delighted to invite those interested in joining the club next season to your training sessions over the remainder of the season. Myself and Lee Glasser are available at the end of the evening to discuss this in more detail with you. I would like to thank Lee Rubin, who has been instrumental in helping us set up the new website www.mlfc.co.uk, which will be going live tomorrow. As well as the announcement regarding trials, we'll also be setting up new social media pages. I also guess one of the questions for some of the older heads out there is what is happening to the Brady name. But it is still a name in the community, as it has a great partnership with the Langdon Foundation based around the corner from the old building in Edgware, where it hosts weekly events at the Langdon Brady Club for Jewish youth aged between 12 and 19 with learning difficulties. This is something we intend to continue to help develop more in the years to come. As I have said earlier, Brady Maccabi is and will always be a major part of my life. But over time things change, and for me this is the future, and I'm proud to be associated with this merger, but I can assure everyone here and those watching that I will continue to strive to make sure that every boy or girl who plays for the club will do so with a smile on their face and be proud to play for what we all hope will be a great club.
This merger gives us a wealth of experience in various different skill sets, ranging from management, coaching, administrative, and most importantly, pastoral care. It seems somewhat uncomfortable to be announcing myself as chairman, but at the same time, it gives me an opportunity to thank everyone for their continued faith in me, and also to issue a very real challenge to you all, to say that organisations of this nature rely entirely on a continual renewal of personnel, and we welcome you all to step forward and, if any of you would be so inclined, to replace me and all my colleagues over time so that the club remains vibrant, in touch and fit for purpose. I'm delighted to say that Joel has agreed to be vice chairman. I can assure you I wouldn't be stepping into the boxing ring to resolve this one, so if he fancies the chairman's position, let me be the first to say that he can have it. He will be supported by the executive committee members Ben Lane, David Hyman and Lee Gasser. Lucy Barker will be the club welfare officer, but last but no means least, Nigel Burns is club secretary. What would this place be without Nigel? Clearly, the back office function to facilitate so many teams will be a very substantial role. I'm delighted that Sarah from Lions and Louise and Izzy from Brady will now share this vital role. They will ensure first and foremost that the transition from 2 to 1 club is as painless as possible, and thereafter that they keep everything into ship shape. Contact details will be sent out in due course. There are two more very important gentlemen in the room tonight who support Maccabi London FC will continue to rely upon. The existing club president of Lions, David Kite, and Brady president, David Jacobs. Both have been the backbone of our clubs for almost 4 decades. Importantly, they have given Joel and I the confidence and support to move our plans forward. We're delighted that they have agreed to continue in their role and be life presidents of Maccabi London FC. Each and every one of you in the room today, whatever the age group, whether your team is red, green, yellow, white, purple or blue, have one very common denominator. We're all givers of our time. We give back to the cause, to the community, the thing we all love. That is what makes you and this new club very special. Without your support, we have little. With you, we have much more. Apart, we are good. Together, we are great. What we have created here this evening is extremely special, and you are all a huge part of this journey into a new era. Remember this evening, remember you were there when something incredible was created. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on this new journey. We are Maccabi London FC. Thank you.